Good morning class 12th. Welcome you all in Classroom Notes by Rekha Jain. And today we are going to study the chapter The Rat Trap by Selma Lagerlof. I have tried to simplify the chapter in an easy language by giving the meanings of the difficult words by their side. So let me tell you something about the author. Selma Lagerlof, as you can see in the pic, she is a woman author who belonged to Sweden, and she was the first woman to receive Nobel Prize in Literature that she received in 1909. This chapter is a philosophical story which highlights the human predicament, that means human problems. An author has tried to stress upon a belief that essential goodness can be awakened through understanding and love. And the story is set in the mines of Sweden, and this is told just like a fairy tale. But this takes us back to the play Bishop's Candlesticks by Norman MacDonald, where a good behavior, compassionate behavior converted the stony heart into a human heart. This story also analyzes the emotional needs of human beings that govern their behavior, and the author uses the metaphor of the world as a rat trap. The humans are the rats chasing the material temptations that are attractions, which are the baits inside a trap. The moment they start grabbing them, they are trapped inside like rats. So let us start the summary. The story is about a vagabond, that means wanderer, who earned his livelihood by selling the rat traps, which he made out of either bagging or by stolen material. And he even had to resort to thievery to sustain him. Because he had to move from door to door, he was not welcomed by anyone. And the moment he would ring the bell of the people's doors, they would frown upon him. So all the time he was a lonely figure. Once, during one such lonely moment, the philosophical idea struck his mind of the world being a rat trap. And the humans he considered are the rats chasing the material temptations. The moment they start grabbing them, they are trapped inside. And when he thought about it, because he was very poor, he could not fill his stomach with meals twice a day, and that is why he entertained himself by laughing a lot upon the fate of everyone. So one day, while selling the rat traps, he reached out to a lonely cottage in the forest and requested for the night shelter to the owner. The owner was also alone, so he happily admitted him and served him with meal too. Moreover, he offered him tobacco and also entertained him by playing Mizolis. Mizolis is a Swedish card game. Now this man, who was a crofter, who was a farmer at Ramsjö Ironwork, later he joined as a worker in Ramsjö Ironwork. This crofter was also a lonely fellow. So he wanted somebody to share his secrets. So he started sharing his source of income, and he showed 30 kronors which he had saved by selling his cow's milk to the creamery. Creamery here means dairy, and which he had kept in a leather pouch which hung on a nail near the window. This was how he put his trust onto the stranger. Now next morning both started from home and went on their own ways. By this time the peddler had turned greedy, and when the crofter had gone out of the sight, the peddler came back, smashed the window pane, reached out to the pouch and stole 30 kronors and went away from there. Now because he had committed a thievery, he wanted to avoid from being caught. So he decided to go through the forest instead of taking the straight road. And for the first time, he faced For the first hour, he faced no difficulty, but it became worse for him as the forest was a thick forest with vegetation. He got lost in the maze. Maze means just like a very complex area. He realized that path twisted back and forth so strangely that he had been walking around on the same part of the forest. He was dead tired, and he now realized that he was caught in the same trap of which he entertained himself once while sitting alone. And this time he had let himself to be fooled by this bait of the money. Now the forest with its trunks and branches, its thickets, had enclosed upon him like an impenetrable prison, means through which he could not see. It was so thick, forest was so thick, and he had been trapped inside. He was unable to go ahead, so tired, and he laid on the ground. And then when he was lying on the ground, he tried to listen through the vibrations of the ground. He heard the sounds of the hammer, and immediately he understood that these sounds are coming from some iron mill. Went into the direction, and this was how he reached to an iron mill. The name of the iron mill was Ramcho Iron Mill. Ramcho Iron Mill used to be a busy area. It was a mill to smelter, to roll, and with a furnace. What to smelter and roll? Iron, because it was a mill. So all sorts of iron varieties can be seen here. Now during summer, heavily loaded barges and scows brought or carried the iron from here. Scows and barges, my dear students, are the long and flat bottomed carrier boat. Now during winter, roads would be black of soot which sifted from the chimneys because of the smoke of the furnace. When he reached there, a lot of activities were going on, like big bellows groaned and coal cracked because of the burning of it. Now the boy shoveled charcoal in the maw of the furnace, like you can see in the pic also. Maw is an opening through which the fuel can be put inside. And in addition to all these clattering sounds, outside was also a noisy scene, like the noise of the waterfall, of wind and of rain. And the blacksmith who was working there, he could not notice his rival because of these sounds. The peddler thought this area to be safe and cozy during that chilly weather. So he sought permission of the blacksmith, but the blacksmith haughtily nodded, means arrogantly. He didn't even deign to look at him, means he didn't even bother to look at him. So it was cozy amidst that chilly weather. Now the owner of that mill was very particular about the quality of the iron to be supplied. So he usually would be on surprise visits. And that day too he was on such visit. The ragamuffin, the person who was in dirty and torn clothes, he was the peddler, had covered his face with his slouch hat and was lying near the furnace. Now the owner mistook the peddler because of the dim light. The only light available was of the furnace. So he mistook him as the peddler, as his old army comrade, and Captain Niels Olof. Now he was overwhelmed. He was so happy to meet his old friend, and he was so sad to look his pitiable condition. He insisted him to come to his house to celebrate the Christmas. And he also told him that he had lost his wife Elizabeth and his sons were abroad, and he had just one daughter to accompany him at home. Initially the peddler thought this man to be a good source of money, but then he immediately realized the danger of being caught because he had committed the stealth. So he refused to accept his invitation. Now thinking that Captain von Stahle, that means Niels Olof, wanted to remain away from him, and that is why Iron Mill owner sent his daughter Edla Williamson to convince him to come to his home for celebration. When she came, she did not look to be pretty, but very humble and compassionate and kind. At the first sight, she sensed that she was very intelligent also. At the very first sight, she sensed that the peddler either had stolen something or had run away from the police. She made him feel free as and when he would desire, he would be allowed to leave. Her manner of talking was so convincing, so comfortable that he could not refuse, though he felt that once again he had fallen into the rat trap. Now, on reaching the manor house, which was a very large house, he was given a very warm welcome. He was bathed, clean shaven, given new clothes. Edla Williamson herself served him with meals. She sat there while he ate hungrily. Then Iron Master in the daylight entered into the room, and when he had a look upon him, he became angry beyond limit. Why? Because he was not his old army comrade, which he considered him. He became so angry that he started threatening him to hand him over to the sheriff. Here, peddler tried to explain, but he was not listened to. That's why he thumped the table with his fist out of anger and reminded him that today he had fallen into the bad time. Tomorrow it might be his turn, that means Iron Master's turn, to be trapped into this world while chasing the rinds means here that piece of meat or bread which is put inside the rat trap. Now, listening to this philosophical idea, the Iron Master couldn't help laughing. Yet he wanted him to hand over to the police. Now they see what a contrast, sharp contrast is there between him and his daughter Edla Williamson. She intervened and she requested her father not to do that. She also demanded to allow him to stay till Christmas celebrations. Because her compassionate nature made her father agree to that, she thought he was very lonely, who was a sufferer, who had never enjoyed the life, and he should have a right to be happy once, at least once in life. So he was given a Christmas gift, and that was a new suit, which he won't need to return later. And now this peddler had become so embarrassed, so self-ashamed that he remained inside the room asleep only. He came out of the room only when he was called, and that too on the occasion of lighting the Christmas tree. He was called. Okay, he was once again called for the food in the dining room. After finishing his meal, he thanked each one, and when he came to Edla, she told him not to return that suit, but should keep that as a Christmas gift because that was her father's desire. And if he would desire to come back next year to celebrate the same occasion, he was free to come. No calamity, no evil would befall him, she assured him. And even after her assurance, he didn't reply, he didn't talk to anyone. Now next morning, Iron Master and his daughter went to the church for the service as per the custom. There they heard the news of the thievery of 30 kronos from the crofter's house by a rat trap seller. Iron Master sarcastically kept speaking to his daughter about the peddler. They immediately understood that the peddler was behind this scene, and the master thought that their precious items must have been taken by the peddler by then. But on their return, they were surprised. Nothing of that sort had happened. Rather, a trap with a crumpled note inside was found there. And when Edla Williamson opened that note, she cried out of joy because her trust was reciprocated well here. A message was left over for her by the peddler. He had thanked her for raising him to the level of a captain, that was Captain von Stanley. 30 crumpled kronos were also kept to be returned to the owner, And this is how the kind and compassionate behavior of Edgar Williamson had transformed a thief into a civilized and honest man. And the same is the theme of the story also, which reinforces upon the idea that basic goodness can be brought out only by understanding the behavior. So this was all in today's video, students. We will meet again.